any other Alien or Predator or AVP related content. I'll try saying more or less what's happening in the story as I go through. I am an elite Predator. I have come down to this planet because in the Alien campaign, the Alien has killed a whole lot of Predators. And there happen to be Weyland-Yutani tech people here that are trying to... Excuse me one sec, let's find us some live target, Sarge. Rest in peace. Anyway, we're gonna go blow up their stuff, make sure that nobody uses it to, like, you know, evil ends and gains our technology. And I just skipped several minutes of the game right there. Normally, the game is full of tutorials. We already skipped the tutorial level because it wastes like 3 minutes for no good reason as a Predator. But when I approach those enemies there, the game is supposed to... Hi, buddy. The game is supposed to start a tutorial that introduces the concept of luring enemies around stealthily. By the way, this is mostly like a stealth action game. You probably won't get that, and we're sequence breaking the crap out of it. A lot happens in this first level, I apologize. But we're gonna skip as many of those little Predators as we can so we don't have to actually wait through blowing their bodies up and then fighting a lot of aliens. And what I did there was, I was supposed to blow that body up, a lot of Xenos spawn, and then I fight and kill them all, and then the electric fences go down, and I move through another whole area. There's like weird invisible boxes now, because things haven't loaded right. I jumped on a ledge. You may have noticed every time I try to go jumping, like a little cursor thing appears, like this cursor here, and that's where I jump to. That's focus jumping, and that's your main way of getting around in the game. They didn't... whatever tool they used wasn't very precise, and they didn't test as many ledges as they probably should have, so you can jump to some places you're not supposed to be able to. And you can bypass that entire section. So I had a head, I put it against the retinal scanner. I guess I brought mine from home because I never killed the officer I was supposed to get it. And I'm gonna jump here and jump across this ledge. This level, beyond a few parts of it, is much more straightforward than the first one. The first one's by far the most broken level. But essentially, I'm still moving around, trying to get rid of all the dead Predator bodies around this area right now. And I am also, now, that cutscene I skipped there, is I'm also now hunting a Predalien, which the Alien campaign actually creates. The three campaigns, the Marine, the Predator, and the Alien, all intertwine in this game in a pretty interesting way. Alien and Predator campaign are, in my opinion, by far the most entertaining and interesting. The Marine campaign is 50 minutes long, so haha. I didn't mention my weapons yet, but I am currently using the plasma caster, and I also now have mines, because I was supposed to get those mines in the last level. I should just mention real fast, the Predator is not even remotely fair in this game. If you know anything about the films, that makes a lot of sense. The Predators are kind of really busted, whereas the aliens in, like, Aliens are getting gunned down a lot by the Marines. Oh, by the way, nice fire. Nice really cold fire in this room. This game was very well thought out. But the... so this one we can't skip anyway, but yeah, this game is set up so that it expects you to go through levels in a very linear fashion, but for the most part in the Alien and Predator campaign, the actual gameplay is they throw you into an arena, and you just have fun in that arena, and then when you're done, you move on. But we're going to be skipping past a lot of kind of normally intended fights and sequences, which, speaking of, we're about to have another... Oof, get off. Big one right here. This fire normally kills you if you touch it, but if you position... I'm dead, never mind. If you position a focus jump just right, you can see the wall is kind of crescent-shaped, and you can jump straight through it. I'm dead, never mind. You can jump straight through it, when ordinarily you're supposed to break like a water pipe on the top of this level. Come on. Oh, no, I'm live. How did that one make... Whatever. I'm not going to question it. Yeah, that skips this entire level. And don't worry, this game's gonna have a bit of downtime right about now. But all you really need to know is that, story-wise, I'm trying to get rid of all the evidence of Predators being here. I'm trying to recover artifacts that Weyland-Yutani has stolen, and I'm trying to track down and kill the Predalien. So yeah, now I'm gonna run around hitting a lot of switches, so I don't really have anything to talk about. feel free
Do we
to
have time
donations.
for a donation?
Yes.
Perfect. We have a $10 donation from Nick1982 that says, excited to support this marathon and very excited to see Snowfats showcase of AVP. Also, save the frames.
Yeah, word.
We can also talk about our direct relief. They have been doing a lot of humanitarian relief work, including equipping health professionals and resource-poor communities to meet the challenges of diagnosing and caring for people in need. Every day, Direct Relief prepares the most vulnerable communities worldwide for more frequent, more destructive emergencies. And when disasters strike, Direct Relief responds fast, effectively, and efficiently to get medical resources where they need to be to save lives.
So jumping in this game, because of the focus jump system, is pretty strange. You're very limited, for the most part, in where you can actually jump to. Oh, I got a new mask. But you're pretty limited in where you can actually jump to, because it's only on relatively flat surfaces that the developers have more or less intended for you to be able to jump onto. And when you go to jump, there's different animations that will play depending on really how far it is, and like things like how high you're jumping and how like close it is, etc., etc. But for the most part, I'm trying to actively avoid jumping vertically a lot, because if I jump vertically a lot, the game is going to have an animation play where I kind of like alley-oop charge my jump up, and that wastes quite a bit of time. So there are many little situations that it's even hard to tell it's happening at all, but I'm specifically going out of my way or jumping at weird angles just so that I avoid having to do like a long charge up jump. I missed it. Like that kind of jump right there. Otherwise, I could just do like a quick little hop right up. And a lot of the movement in this game is really, really built around this... Not built around, but kind of like planned around this jumping mechanic that this game has. The Predator's the only one with this. The Marine and the Alien control entirely differently. Like here, I'm going to jump to that far corner because that avoids me having to do a charge jump straight up, even though it would be closer to jump like straight to the platform in front of me. Also, hitting... Oop. Yeah, no.
Oh, I'll go ahead.
You can go ahead. I don't have anything important to explain right now.
Just want to mention that there's only 25 minutes left for the Silent Hill Homecoming Wear Pyramid Head Helmet incentive, so make sure if you want to see that, it's going to make the game a lot more hilarious. So make sure to get your donations in for that. Only 25 minutes left, and we need about $95 to get there. Also, we have our next major bid war coming up relatively soon after the horror block for Metal Gear Solid whether to save or kill Merle. Currently, Save Merle is winning with $278.78 compared to $107.50 for killing him. So if you want to see him dead, you're going to make sure to get those donations in soon.
And this is the boss. Yeah, it's dead. Thankfully, I got that really quickly. That fight it goes by way too quickly to really explain what's happening, but it's a combination of dealing with the little minions he's sending after me, hitting him with weak blasts to blow up the explosives near him without causing knockback, as well as hitting him with charge blasts to do a lot of damage, and to do, and to just kind of like stun him so I can kill him, essentially. I haven't mentioned the weapons in a lot of detail yet. The main one that I like using, you've seen, is the Plasma Caster. It's the most overpowered weapon in the game, like hands down. It does way too much damage, and it auto-aims for you, and it travels really quickly. It's just a really good weapon. You also get mines in this game. There's 4, apart from your wrist blades, which are really good. There's the mines, the Plasma Caster, the wrist blade, and the combi stick, which I just got at the end of that last level. It's like a thrown spear. The Plasma Caster is the best weapon in the game. It does way too much damage and shoots way too quickly, and it's just way too accurate. And it has way too large a blast radius. The mines are the best weapon in the game. You can throw them to stick on pretty much anyone or anything, and they do insanely high damage. The Smart Disc is more or less the best weapon in the game. It does insane damage, typically instantly killing things, and it just bounces around like crazy. It tries to follow your laser quite a bit, but only kind of, and it's super hectic, and it's just not even I know where it's going to go, so it causes a lot of damage. The combi stick is honestly the best weapon in the game. It is actually just an instant kill, no matter where it hits anyone, and you can just throw an infinite number of them because once it hits something, after about 1 second, it comes back into your inventory, and you can just throw it again. And it's totally silent, and you can even throw it while invisible, so, oh man.
I want its organs functioning when it gets to the operating table.
And yeah, now we're entering the facility here, Wayland's facility, and we're gonna try getting back the artifact that he stole. He stole one of like those little wrist things that the Predators love so much. And also the Predalien went this way. Like everything very conveniently culminates into like a single finale happening at like the Predator Temple. And we're gonna do a little bit more waiting here. Press the button, thank you.
In the meantime, we'll talk about a Calithon and what the event actually is. Calithon is a speedrunning event held annually to support direct relief. This year, we're focused on responding to the outbreak of COVID-19 across the planet, resulting in widespread quarantine to help slow the spread. We're aiming to bring the people stuck indoors some entertainment and to raise money to help the direct relief response efforts. And along with that, we also have another bid war that I haven't mentioned, Super Metroid Save or Kill the Animals, a very popular one. Currently, it is neck and neck. Kill the Animals is winning by $2.49. So make sure to get your donations in for those because it's going to be very, very difficult to tell which one is going to come out on top.
So this is the little smartphone that they stole, so we're going to take the tablet back, and at this point we're going... I laid mines down a little bit ago. That's mostly just for fun, because there's going to be a part up here where I need to wait, and I'm essentially going back to that area I was already in, so the mines are just going to stay there. And now I'm going to be activating an elevator, so that I can go down to the actual Predator Temple. I'm hitting this button, now I just need to survive long enough, which, I mean, if you've been listening, the Predator is a little overpowered. They never expected you to cut an enemy's head off and then stealth kill them, so the animation just doesn't work correctly at all.
Like another incentive that we can talk about is the glitch exhibition from Jack and Daxter. That is going to be closing in a little under 2 hours, and currently we are $59 way through to a $250 incentive. So plenty of opportunity there to see some very wacky tricks, and I believe it's from Outrageous Josh, if I'm correct, who is a very talented runner. So make sure to get your donations in to see that.
We are moving now on to the last level of the game. We are heading into... I guess we just gave up on destroying... I haven't played this game in a long time, but I guess we gave up on actually destroying the, like, evidence that we were here. Because, I mean, they found our little temple, like, oopsie doodle. So we're just going to blow the whole thing up. We're going to use that little pocket watch we found, and we're just going to detonate that in the middle of the temple, and that's going to get rid of everything. And we're also going to have a climactic showdown with the Predalien. In the meantime, we are going to be doing quite a bit of waiting because there's this little ceremonial progression thing that's happening, and that big door is going to open up when it's done. This is another survival sequence that there's unfortunately no way to skip. But there's no real risk whatsoever of us dying because we're a predator. Like, they quite literally slaughter everybody in the movies. How did anyone think that this was even remotely balanced? This character was nerfed several times in the multiplayer of this game. Like, if you play him between like single player campaign versus multiplayer, like there's a bunch of changes that were made to make him weaker. Like his left click attack is a lot slower, and his weapons in general were like nerfed a bit, and he can't do a lot of stuff while invisible. He's still objectively the best character in the game, hands down. There's really no risk of anything actually killing us. And fun fact, if you play on hard or even nightmare, basically nothing changes. Like, you're still running around more or less one-shotting everything while invisible. Like, what are they supposed to do about that? Oh, I love Predator. And yeah, more switches. Predators were a really big fan of these little, like, turn-locked switches, it turns out. Don't know why. But, yeah, now we're going to proceed into the burial chamber, and just before this, the Predalien is going to pounce on us, and that's going to start the last boss fight in the lava arena. And this fight, like the rest of the game, is going to go over pretty quickly. The moment the Pred Alien dies is going to be time over. And he's going to die... Oh, excuse me. I'm going to die, actually. He outplayed me is what happened. I'm trying to lure him onto these little platforms that I'm going to destroy. And when I destroy them, it will dump him in the lava. Never mind, he's tricking me. I practiced this before, I swear. This boss is just very, very random, unfortunately. So you jump here. Thank you. Now you get in the lava. And that does a lot of damage. Once you do enough damage to this boss, he's going to try running away to one of the higher up areas of this level. And this is going to be timed when he gets hit right now. Rest in peace. But if he does get up there and he starts playing like a cutscene of him jumping around, bringing the temple crashing down, it's really annoying because that wastes like a solid 20 or 30 seconds. So, I figured out that you can do a lot of damage to him. That's why I hit him with 2 charge blasts and then another blast to knock him in the lava. Is because dipping him in the lava does a lot of damage. And obviously the plasma caster does a lot of damage. So we hit him with the plasma caster fully charged twice, and then a third time to dip him in the lava, and that does enough damage that no matter where he spawns back up, because when he falls in the lava he jumps back up somewhere random, we do enough damage, like, fast enough to kill him before he can start that cutscene. You can actually kill him after he starts the cutscene as well, and he's, like, mid-jumping around, he'll just kind of, like, flop over and just ragdoll. It's really good. But, yeah, we saved the day. We killed all the... Well, I mean, I guess they were already dead, so it doesn't count as murder, but we blew up the bodies of all the predators that died before us, and by blew up all the bodies, I mean we blew up about half, because we skipped the other half. We set our Game Boy to blow up on his wrist here. I don't know why we set a bomb on his wrist. That's going to be like, it's one of the normal wrist bombs from the movies. That's a big, like, nuclear kind of explosion. But for some reason, the whole temple is kind of blowing up intermittently like this anyway. I don't know what's doing that. As far as I'm aware, no other explosives are set. There's just this one bomb, which, yeah, it's gonna rest in peace. Poor aliens. But there's just the one bomb, so I don't quite understand why that's all happening there. And I guess it's just a quick rundown when this is happening. The main story thing, what Wayland was trying to accomplish with this, apart from get a lot of his employees killed by being a very, very irresponsible kind of, you know, CEO, was they were looking for the Xenomorph homeworld, and then this game sets up pretty heavily in the Marine campaign that they're planning a sequel for this that clearly never happened. Oh, man. But the Alien campaign is the first one to go. The Alien breaks loose and sets all the Xenos free. The Marine campaign is next. The Marine campaign and the Predator campaign kind of happen mostly the same time, but the Predator is essentially going around causing a lot of disruption for the Marines, and the Marine is feeling the impacts of that in his campaign, while trying to survive against aliens. When the Predator starts blowing up the final temple, the last mission of the Marine, you're, like, running away from explosions like a cool guy. And then, yeah, it culminates in Weyland-Yutani getting his hands on the coordinates of the Xeno homeworld. And the Predators get their, like, hands on that, and all, like, everything on the planet had been blown up, and they're both racing towards that planet to see who gets there first. Honestly, if you want good AVP stories, don't go to the movies or games. Probably just go to, like, the comic books. Those are going to be, in general, the best ones. And I really love Predator, and I really like Aliens. And Aliens vs. Predator is such an amazing concept. And I was drawn to this game. I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. But yeah, that's everything I have.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Snowfats, for that amazing showcase of the Predator campaign for AVP. I certainly enjoyed it, and I'm sure a lot of other people did. And we should be, in a few moments after this, getting ready for Silent Hill 2 by Igdices. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'll give you a little bit more information about the charity that you guys are supporting with your donations, and that's going to be Direct Relief, offering humanitarian relief. Every day, Direct Relief prepares the most vulnerable communities worldwide for more frequent, more destructive emergencies, offering a variety of things like N95 masks where they maintain a stockpile of these custom-designed masks to be used during emergencies including wildfires and disease outbreaks such as with COVID-19. Designed in consultation with leading safety experts, the masks have been shipped around the world to protect people exposed to toxic particulates in the air or other types of contamination. And once again, Silent Hill Homecoming, the incentive to wear the Pyramid Head helmet is closing very, very soon, about 12 minutes.